Hi, my name is Ariel and I work at the Creston-Dement Public Library, but I'm also a high school student. So I decided to do a series of videos about tips and tricks that I wish I knew before I got into middle school or high school. Today's video is about studying. I'm going to remind you again that a lot of these tips and tricks are just things that I've picked up over the years, but they may not work for you. So I encourage you to try them out, among other things, and see what works for you and what doesn't work as well, so that you can find your own rhythm. My first tip when it comes to studying is stay away from electronics as much as you can. But if your homework is online, then just close any tabs or applications that aren't school related so you can make sure that you have all of your focus on whatever you need to do. Now, my biggest tip that I have to tell you is please do not wait until the day before a test to study, because chances are you will not be able to review everything in time, or you'll cram and some of that information will be retained, some of it won't, or for some people you may retain none of it. Definitely review all of your notes and all of your homework. I think a lot of students throw out their homework after doing it, but that's actually not great. I don't usually recycle any of my homework until the end of a semester, if even, because I want to make sure I have all of my homework, because the only reason we're assigned homework is to practice whatever we were taught in class. So that homework also makes for really good test review. So definitely review your notes, review your homework. Making flashcards is a very good tool. It can be difficult for some classes to figure out how you would make flashcards, but just make flashcards of any and all terms that you can. Quizlet is a very good online resource to make flashcards, and you may be able to just type in a certain subject that you're studying, and somebody may have already made flashcards on it, so then you can go and take a look at their flashcards and see what they have, and you can study from those. Quizlet has a couple fun games that you can play too that help you study those terms. Another tip that I have when studying is to find problems similar to those that you may have done in your homework. If you have a textbook for that class, your textbook may be a great resource because they often have problems in the end of a certain section or maybe in the back of the book, but also the internet is your greatest resource. I highly recommend that you go and look for some practice problems. And when you hear the term practice problems, you may think of math-related things, which practice problems do apply to math. But just remember that when you're looking online, you can find practice for any sort of thing. Outside of the sphere of math, I may want to practice some of my French skills, so then I would look up online French verb conjugations practice, and I would be able to find a bunch of resources that can help me. And there are so many resources on the internet that can help you practice any subject. So I definitely recommend that you look and see what you can find. Many educational resources on the internet also have a fun way to practice, whether it's through games or just interactive activities in general. And so I often find that I like those a lot better than just doing some problems out of a textbook. My last thing that I'm going to say for studying is that reviewing with a friend can be very, very fun and very helpful because you're both reviewing at the same time, but you have to be careful to not distract each other, because when you're reviewing with your friend and you're hanging out together, whether it's in person or through like a voice call or something like that, you're likely going to talk about things and make jokes because it's your friend. But you have to make sure to stay on topic so that you can get your studying done. But I do recommend, as long as you can make sure that you're not distracting each other, I recommend studying with a friend because it can make learning very, very fun. And one thing that one of my teachers always said to me was that if you can teach something to someone else, then that proves that you know the material. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned for the next video that I release.